I'm sure you've heard about cloud types, but not really known the details behind them or the information about them. I'm going to tell you all about clouds and even let you in on a little bit of history. Let's start by recognizing how important clouds are to society and the weather. Those clouds you see in the sky can foil a good temperature forecast or change the weather pattern drastically. Each kind of cloud you see isn't just in the shape of an animal in the air, but an indicator of what the weather's going to be like. Believe it or not, cloud classification takes us all the way back to the 1800s. A man named Luke Howard, whose name probably isn't familiar to you, is actually responsible for the naming of clouds. Luke had an interest and worked in the fields of botany and chemistry, but his true passion was for meteorology. This pioneer wrote very detailed writings about the weather, which transformed meteorology and provided a detailed account of weather history in London. Well, only in his late 20s, Luke Howard published an essay titled The Modification of Clouds. In it, he recognized two things: the importance of clouds and the very same cloud types we know today: the cumulus cloud, the stratus cloud, and the cirrus cloud. All of these clouds were classified by their looks and approximate altitude. Howard didn't just pick names out of the blue. There was reasoning behind each classification name. Cumulus is Latin for the word heap. To Howard, cumulus clouds had cauliflower tops with flat bottoms, while clouds that were much wider than thick, like a blanket or mattress, were named stratus, which is Latin for layer. And lastly, there were the cirrus clouds, which were named after the Latin word for curl. These clouds are like wispy curls in a child's hair. For clouds generating precipitation, he allotted the word nimbus, which means Latin for rain, hence evolved the name cumulonimbus or nimbostratus clouds. Although Howard's system is the one that's still in use today, he wasn't the first person to think of this cloud classification idea. Jean-Baptiste Lamarck proposed a naming system, but it failed due to the fact that it was in French, which wasn't the language of most scientists at the time, and also the fact that Howard addressed a very elegant way of naming cross-gendered clouds, like clouds we know today as the stratocumulus cloud, or even the cirrostratus cloud. From Howard's ideas, new cloud types evolved, like alto, or middle-level clouds known today as altocumulus or altostratus, bringing us today to the 10 basic cloud types. Cirrus clouds are thin, wispy clouds that indicate fair to pleasant weather. They can be referred to as mare's tails because they look like the tail of a horse. Cirrocumulus clouds are small, rounded puffs or long parallel bands made up of ice crystals. In the wintertime, they indicate fair, cold weather. Cirrostratus clouds are also contained of ice crystals. They usually come 12 to 24 hours before a rain or snowstorm. Altocumulus clouds are white to gray and appear in parallel waves or bands. If you spot these clouds in the morning, thunderstorms are on the way. Altostratus clouds appear gray to blue-gray and often are ahead of storms with heavy precipitation. Stratocumulus clouds are low, lumpy, and gray. Precipitation rarely occurs with this type of cloud. Nimbostratus clouds are dark, gray, wet-looking clouds with continuously falling rain or snow. Stratus clouds are usually in a uniform blanket that covers the entire sky. They almost look like fog, but not on the ground. Cumulus clouds are very puffy and can look like pieces of floating cotton balls. These could be associated with both good and bad weather. Lastly, we have the cumulonimbus clouds. These are dark on the bottom and appear white on top. They produce thunder, lightning, and can also spawn tornadoes and even hail. Here at Penn State University, we get so many stratocumulus clouds that some people even refer to us as stratocugyu. In Florida, it's very common to find some cumulus clouds that pop up late in the day. And in the Central Plains, after a thunderstorm or a rain shower, altostratus clouds develop very commonly. The truth is, clouds are all around us, and you just need to look up at the sky. A great place to view clouds is on the roof of a building, or if you can't find that, just sit on the ground and look up. If you're not sure what kind of cloud, you could get a cloud type chart and find out exactly which cloud you're looking at. For Weather or Not, I'm Mary Sharkey.